Hey, how are you? I'm Mike Panichi, and I'm doing a little short clip on my salmon island frog adults. As you guys know, in my other clips, I've been doing this for just 2 seasons now. And last year I did the full enclosure in cypress mulch and put an egg basket in. So it's not as attractive. I mean, the frogs, I'm sure if they could speak back to you, would say no, they'd rather have it planted and more natural. So that's what I decided to do this year. I went back to the old drainage layer with pretty nice bio tank. I got a lot of isopods in there. I wouldn't say a lot yet, but I got a starter colony of isopods in there, and the tank's on its way. It's doing well, and the clutches of eggs are starting to come. This is a clutch of 30 plus that I just recovered a few minutes ago. So one of the things I was worried about when I switched over to the natural way again while breeding is now you're not going to be able to locate the eggs. But so far it seems like these guys have preferred to lay the eggs right here in the front of the tank, which is good. So here's a little tip for you guys. Anybody who's just maybe trying to get eggs for their first time, and you have a planted vivarium like this, and you don't have any other way to control or find egg clutches. What I do every evening is I come in the room, and even if I don't check for eggs, I smooth this all out in here with my little aluminum colored spoon, my little plastic spoon that I stole from my wife. And I just smooth it back over. Maybe not so many leaves, but I smooth it over. Make it a little rough, like the natural floor. And how I knew this clutch, to look for this clutch this morning, was because all of a sudden, everything's all tamped down in this one area. Lightly tamped. Like the whole other thing is rugged. This is all rough in here. This is all rough in here. But this is all tamped down now. And I'm pretty sure these frogs knock these big leaves out of the way when they're digging the depression, or at least when they're filling it up. So stupid little observation like that said to help me say to myself, you know what? That's tamped down. I know I roughed everything up like I do every night. I make a good habit of it. So I checked, and sure enough, there was a nice clutch of eggs in there. And since my second clutch of 2018 just started to hatch, it looks like, the male's fertile and the females are doing well. The females are fertile, and I'm pressing all the right buttons. Pressing all the right buttons. I'm sure there's going to be a clutch or two that I miss. I know I repeated myself again by saying that, but that's what it is. I might miss one or two. I mean, there's two females in here, a trio. I know I said it was a pair the other day, but there's a trio. So, but I think it looks better this way, and I think the frogs definitely like it. And I think that because, I started the tank, with isopods and springtails and all these little critters in there. I think I have dermatid beetles. I think they are. They're basically, I think they're like, scavenge type beetles, small, similar in size to those bean beetles. So if I do miss a clutch and babies come out, they're way too small for the adults to recognize them as a food item. So they have a while before they even have to worry about getting glommed up by the adults. And by that time, I'll see them hopping around, but within a month you should be able to see these guys, even sooner. So I know to look for them. And then I have this tank all set it up, which is going to be for all the babies. And there are two males in here that I got to really make a decision on what I want to do with, because I don't need, it's always nice to have a spare male, but I definitely don't need two of them. And, I've learned that if you try to keep two males with two females, no matter what, if anything, even though they may not, it may not be a problem, and you may have some fertile eggs, it could be a problem, and they may spend so much time battling and trying to dominate each other that the females are just laying in fertile clutches because the males are too busy screwing around with each other, trying to beat each other out. So it really is. I think it's really best to keep one male per enclosure, whether it's 1.2 or 1.4, whatever it is. Yeah, they get nice and big. These are my orange girls. Gorgeous. Love them. These are my babies from 2018. I held this group back just because of their color. And I mean, they're just really awesome. So anyway, again, I put the lid back on. I mark it that for the date. I'll put a new sticker on there. Mark it on my tank, first glance it. This way I always can just look. I got my big log that I always kept with anything I breed. I always keep a log. Records are important, observations are important. And I put it in an incubator. And these eggs, if they're fertile, will hatch at 80 degrees in 28, 29 days, 30 days at the most. They're very quick. And that's what I've been doing. And so far it's working again this year. I had a super successful year last year. And so far this year, so far it looks pretty good. And as a bonus, I'm enjoying them even more so because they're in more of a wild type setup. And I know these frogs enjoy terrain. I definitely do. I watched them for the last 2 or 3 years, and this is the type of stuff they like. They like going up on the top of the plants. They like being on the bark. I'm sure in the wild they're all over the place. I'm guaranteed they're up on the top of tree stumps and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, once again, I'm Mike Panichi. Thanks again for checking out my video for the Solomon Island leaf frogs. I keep these as a hobby. I enjoy them. And you could check us out. We have a nice group on Facebook. You could search us under in groups, Solomon Island leaf frogs. And we have a lot of guys and girls in there who keep these things, and there's a lot of info being kicked back and forth. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.